This revolutionary program has been giving us an overhead view of pretty much any location in the world for over a decade. But sometimes it comes across some pretty odd stuff. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 weirdest things found on Google Earth. Before we begin, we've got something big in the works, so be sure to tune in to WatchMojo Live on May 31st for special musical performances and much more. For this list, we're exploring some of the most peculiar, awe-inspiring, or downright mysterious images ever captured by Google Earth since it first launched in 2005. Some of these sites have likely since disappeared, but as long as they were once visible on Google Earth or Google Street View, they will be considered. Number 10. The longest word in the world. What's the longest word on Earth? A first name just 5 letters long. Hamid. Or at least it used to be, before it was erased. Hamid bin Hamadan Al Nahyan, a member of one of the ruling families of the United Arab Emirates, apparently wanted his name to be visible from space. Well, mission accomplished. And how did he do it? By having his name engraved on the beach in Futayzi, a private island he owns in the Persian Gulf. The letters are in fact canals, through which the water flows and spells out the billionaire's name. Hey, when you've got all the money in the world, why not? Number 9. The Kazakhstan Pentagram. Located close to the Russian-Kazakhstan border is this creepy pentagram. Now, we know what you're thinking. Either this ex-Soviet state is up to no good, or them Winchester boys are at it again.
Tell me that's not what I think it is.
Whatever's in your particular conspiracy cocktail, this giant pentagram is sure to creep out any Google Earth users who come across it by happenstance. Ignoring how and why it's there, if any demons are accidentally summoned in the area, we'll know exactly what's to blame. Number 8. An airplane graveyard. In Tucson, Arizona, there's a military base with a very special purpose. It serves as an airplane graveyard. Known as the Boneyard, it holds around 4,500 outdated military and commercial airplanes. It should come as little surprise that the cemetery is well protected, seeing as the stored airplanes total a value of $35 billion. Who would have thought that a cemetery could be such a gold mine? These airplanes are mainly preserved for their pieces, but they are sometimes sold or refurbished. Number 7. An accidental swastika.
This isn't going to stop until Pictionary bans the word windmill.
If you fly over San Diego using Google Earth, you'd think that the Nazis were back. What you're actually looking at, however, is the United States Navy's Naval Amphibious Base Coronado. Construction broke ground on the complex in 1967, and there are conflicting reports as to whether the architects had any idea that their structure would resemble a swastika when seen from a bird's-eye view. Either way, it was a costly mistake. $600,000 has been invested into giving it a more acceptable shape. Number 6. An urgent need. Google Earth allows us to take in many wondrous sights, but for the most part, Street View captures ordinary everyday life. And nothing's more ordinary than this resident of Madrid who just couldn't hold it in anymore.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Hidden behind a car, this person, whose gender remains undetermined, can be seen urinating in broad daylight. What's even funnier is the fact that they seem utterly oblivious to the vehicle, decked out with photography equipment, rolling up right behind them. And so, Google unknowingly shared the stranger's adventures in urination with the whole world, only to delete it shortly after it went viral. Number 5. Baby on the loose. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but this one is worth 1,000 questions. Why is there a baby alone on a sidewalk in Taiwan? And why next to a Gucci store? Did the Google car stop to help it? This unnervingly odd photo remains unexplained. And, desperate as we might be for answers, we can only guess as to what became of the famous Gucci baby from Taiwan. We hope it found its parents. If the story ended well, it's got the makings of a movie we'd love to see. Could the baby's odd predicament have been part of a film production? So many questions.
Hey, where's your baby?
Number 4. Pool of Blood. This especially bright red lake, situated in Sadr City, Baghdad, makes for a chilling image. You'd think that such a site would result in investigation and explanation from local officials, but no definitive answers have surfaced. Some people believe that the color is caused by a bacteria found in the salt. Others blame pollution. Some even believe that the reservoir is used as the dumping ground of a nearby slaughterhouse. Could it be a modern-day plague of biblical proportions?
Father, it's
Blood!
Whatever it is, if you're ever in Sador City, maybe don't go for a swim in this particular body of water. Number 3. Sleeping with the fish. This photo is straight out of a gangster movie. The barren-looking shoreline and the trail of blood along the dock, your imagination can't help but run wild. It screams crime scene. By the looks of it, a body has been dragged along the wooden structure and is about to be tossed in the water. Did Google Earth just solve its first murder case? Sadly, no. The truth is significantly less exciting than the photo would suggest. In fact, it's just a water trail left by a dog after coming out of the lake. Case disappointingly closed. Number 2. A village of dolls. Years ago, in Nagoro, Japan, artist Tsukimi Ayano recognized that her small village was steadily shrinking. And so she decided to do something about it. She didn't start a campaign to attract young couples, though. Nope, she began making large dolls or scarecrows, often in the likeness of the recently deceased or children who moved away. And the tradition has made the tiny village a tourist destination. Today, there are over 350 dolls in Nagoro and roughly 30 residents. The end result is one seriously odd virtual road trip courtesy of Street View. If you suffer from pediophobia or the fear of dolls, avoid Nagoro, both online and in person.
That was that.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. Number 1. The Gobi Desert in China. If you fly over the Gobi Desert, you're in for a visual treat. Strange shapes, patterns, and unexplained holes make for a captivating sight. Some of this otherworldly eye candy can be explained by nuclear tests and military exercises, but others are more difficult to comprehend, leaving the door wide open for many zany conspiracy theories. For example, this jumble of white lines has been called a very detailed map of the streets of Washington by curious minds online. What exactly is going on here? No one's sure, but it sure is fun to speculate. Thanks, Google Earth.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.